Why do you think when you go to church year after year, Sunday after Sunday, preachers call you a sinner, and you sometimes feel like you have lived life in a good way. You did everything you were supposed to do. You've been nice to your fellow man, but they still call you a sinner. And sometimes you feel insulted or feel some deep resentment for him saying that, or feel like he's not really talking to you. He's talking to the other people. He's talking to you too. And what it is, since since he's a demon and you're worshiping him, a false god, if you will, he calls you a sinner, and you give an offering to a false prophet and a false god every Sunday, and you can't understand why year after year you struggle to be a righteous man in a contest that you can't win. Any person, wherever he stands, at whatever time of day or day of the week, he should be able to hear God. But people go to different places and worship different things and feel like they're closer to God. Why should a pope, a minister, a priest hear the word of God and you can't? So that's why he calls you a sinner, because he's actually a demon and you're worshiping him and you forgot God altogether. So I had made, and I honestly dreamed about this. Maybe the football game was on. Maybe I heard the weather report. I made 2 videos about people as far as the weather reporters in Phoenix. Somebody's going to get struck by lightning today or nearby. Maybe that was just a disgruntled thing of how Phoenix was bragging about their bragging rights, and I was still a little upset about it because they were down there, people in Chicago about 4 seasons bragging that look how warm my weather is. So maybe that part was just me eating too much and my stomach was upset and I had a nightmare or wishful thinking. But this other thing came across so clearly, that why do preachers call you a sinner, and why do you think that they can hear God and you can't? And TJ Maxx and all these other people started to come into view. The football stadium started to come into view. Maybe it was from a game I watch, and I very rarely do, of football players. But it wasn't football players. It was dead relatives and people still living, and fires burning on one side of a plank that stretched from goalpost to goalpost. And the referees were angels knocking people off into hell or letting them go to make a touchdown in life. Most of them didn't make it. Even the whole congregation of Phoenix, of TJ Maxx, got knocked off into hell. And God said at halftime, people believed in him to be me, and forgot that everybody can hear God, and God is where you stand, and church is where you stand, not a structure that you go to on Sunday. And this dream struck me so strangely, because how loved ones were cheering when you fell in the pits of hell, because God took all the sadness out of them. And the only trial and tribulation that they had to pass was to believe in their self and believe that God is where you stand, not where you go. Thank you.